I was lying down in that room. All the sights around me, a part of the past. Even the sounds I heard. And I conceived a notion. What if I attempt to hypnotize my mind? And I spelled out the details for myself over and over and again and again.
And?
If it really did happen, I was only there a fraction of an instant, remember?
Yes, sir, I understand that, but you were there.
I thought so.
Oh boy, it's a time travel podcast. My name is Nate, and taking center stage in the production of this podcast is Brian Martin. As you take a sip of your drink.
Wow, I don't know why that made me, cough.
Like just when you're supposed to jump in with your witty retort, you're taking a sip of orange juice or something.
No, it caught me. I was like, I don't know where Jesus. I don't know.
I'm the one that coughs tonight.
We're all dying this week.
Oh my God.
So the theme this week is we're dying.
I hope not. Whatever that beverage is you're knocking back, it looks like Metamucil. What is that orange stuff?
It's just orange water.
All right. Orange water.
It's water with some of that squirty stuff in it. You know, you got the little capsule, you squirt the stuff in.
Oh, yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Like Metamucil.
Flavor. A little bit, I bet. Yeah. Well, I'm drinking my canned cocktails again tonight, but...
Oh, dang.
You know what I noticed?
I might have to go get a drink now that I'm coughing. I think my body's telling me to get some bourbon.
Well,
go ahead.
I don't think these canned cocktails are exactly 12 ounces. You know, like the can of soda is like 12 ounces?
Sure.
Yeah, I think they might be shorting me here.
Like 10 ounces?
It's a little
They're
hard
doing that with everything now. Maybe it's a 12-ounce can, but it's only got 10 ounces of fluid in it.
Well, I thought it was a 7-ounce, but it's a 7% alcohol by volume. So I misread. So maybe I'm wrong here. Somebody out there do the conversion for 355 milliliters.
Jesus.
What is that in fluid ounces? Okay.
You know what? I'd say ask ChatGPT, but it'll give you the wrong answer.
No, I don't need AI involved in this podcast. It's consuming my daily work schedule. Oof. So I don't need all that cutting into my... What is this? Is this recreation? Sort of.
I feel like in a decade's time, we're going to have a very different opinion about Lieutenant Commander Data.
Well, if it led to Commander Data, I don't see it going that way. Unless there's just a million Commander Datas.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a love story tonight. And I've been waiting on something like this.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, but before we jump into it, my understanding is you have something you want to share in a past, present, or future?
I'm writing this down. This is good stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
let's go.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, this would be my past now, because I finished it up last night.
Oh.
But I watched
that's close enough to be present, I feel like.
But like last night now is going to be like 3 weeks ago when this episode posts.
Okay, yeah, no, you're good. All right.
You got to think fourth dimensionally about it all.
You're just not thinking fourth dimensionally.
Right, I have a real problem with that.
What I watched was the Disney Plus series Wonder Man.
The whole thing?
The new Marvel series. I finished it last night. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. All 8 episodes I powered through in the last few days.
You watched Wonder Man before even starting on Daredevil.
That's why I brought Daredevil up when we recorded previously for that bonus episode.
Oh my God.
I knew I was almost done with Wonder Man, and I'm like, man, I have not even watched Daredevil yet.
All right, so how is it?
It is fantastic.
Wow, okay.
It is one of the best Marvel shows, and it is, I think, a cure for the common superhero movie right now.
Well, is Wonder Man somebody that you had history with? Are you like a Wonder Man fan? Do you like the West Coast Avengers?
Nate, nobody's a Wonder Man
That's what I'm
fan.
thinking. Like, who's watching this shit?
But that's the great thing about it. Like, the idea of Simon Williams in the comics has always intrigued me, because he started out as a villain. He becomes a member of the Avengers. He becomes an actor in Hollywood. All of this happens in the context of the stories. He dies. He comes back after a while.
Oh, I thought he started as an actor and then became a superhero.
Well, he started as a villain,
And
for sure.
Well, I thought he started as an actor and became
Started
a
as
villain.
an actor, became a villain. Well, I mean, that happens a lot, too. Maybe that is the case. But this show, it doesn't really follow any specific comic storyline at all.
Oh,
And I think it's all the better for it.
I was going to say, because there are no good Wonder Man stories.
Yeah, I mean, not... You'd be hard-pressed to think of one. I'm sure somebody out there can think of one. But this show will turn you into a Simon Williams fan.
Okay.
And the interplay between him and returning MCU actor Ben Kingsley as Trevor Slattery.
Right.
Top notch. Just absolutely wonderful throughout.
I guess
Great show.
I guess
Great
it depends
show.
on how you felt about Trevor Slattery to begin with.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm a fan of Iron Man 3.
Okay.
But putting that aside, when he popped back up in Shang-Chi,
Yeah, that was cool.
and now we see him here, and this is very much a continuation of his story.
God. I don't have to go back and watch Shang-Chi, do I?
You don't have to. You just have to know that he was out. And you have to remember that he was busted out of prison by the Mandarin's forces and then enslaved by the Mandarin.
Right, okay.
Right? The real Mandarin.
Right.
But anyway, the two of them on screen together, just absolutely terrific. There's a lot of wild cameos throughout the show of, like, Joe Pantoliano plays himself.
Joey Pants? Okay.
Surprise, asshole. I bet you never saw this coming. Did you?
Josh Gad plays himself.
That just means they're out on MCU roles, I guess.
Maybe so, but the episode with Josh Gad in it is particularly... Did you see Watchmen? The HBO series Watchmen? Jesus, Nate.
I know. God.
There's an episode in the middle of that show called This Extraordinary Being, which is one of the best hours of television I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
And this series has their own This Extraordinary Being episode, kind of nestled right into the middle of the show. It's not really about anything else. It's kind of just stands alone on its own, and it tells the background of this character that you've just heard people talk about.
Okay.
And that's the episode with Josh Gad in it, and it is great. Let me just say, without giving too much away, if you've ever wanted to see Josh Gad completely removed from reality forever,
This will all make sense when I am older. Someday I will see that this makes sense.
watch Wonder Man.
No, that's a spoiler right there. Maybe he ends up in the void at the end.
Oh no, Josh Gad will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Well, I don't have anything necessarily except an addendum to my last past, present, or future, that being The Muppet Show, which hopefully by now, folks, you have gone out and watched, perhaps streamed in the background while doing laundry over and over and over again. Here's some practice on spoiled tomatoes. Do you know what the Rotten Tomatoes score is for this Muppet special?
I don't know. I haven't engaged with it yet at all.
For audience members, 97%.
Wow.
Critics score 99%.
Wow. Everybody loves it.
Everybody loves it, except that one dude.
The one guy who gave Toy Story 3 a bad review.
That's right. I scrolled through them looking for the one dude that knocked that thing down to 99% or something.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, because that was a thing. When Toy Story 3 came out, it was at 100% on the Rotten Tomatoes score for several days. And then, like, one dude made a bad review just to get the attention.
Yeah.
Like, you son of a bitch.
Well, at any rate, if that moves the needle at all for you folks, 99% on Rotten Tomatoes for the Muppet special. And I would love to see that series come back. That might be something I would actually make the time for Because if I use the time doing that, then we continue to have the running joke where you ask if I've seen something and I make a face. Because I've not seen anything ever.
Yeah.
But you know what I did see? Somewhere in Time.
Nice segue.
Yeah.
Good job, Nate.
I'm getting good at these.
Really landed that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Christopher Reeve. Jane Seymour.
Love her.
Yeah. A time travel love story we're going to talk about tonight. And to get us started, Brian, do you want to tell me what this movie is about?
Whoa, wait a minute. Doc, are you trying to tell me that my mother has got the hots for me?
Precisely.
Yeah, so Somewhere in Time, released in 1980. It was written by Richard Matheson. It's an adaptation of his novel, Bid Time Return. Mm-hmm. Richard Matheson, very famous name in science fiction circles. He wrote I Am Legend. He wrote the short story Duel, which was adapted into Steven Spielberg's debut movie. And he wrote 16 episodes of The Twilight Zone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's where Matheson came from.
Did he write any Star Trek?
I don't think so.
Oh, interesting.
Directed by Jeannot Schwartz. I don't know how to say that name. But old Jeannot was the director of, brace yourselves, Jaws 2.
Yeah.
Supergirl, and Santa Claus the Movie.
Nice.
And he also directed 14 episodes of Smallville.
Oh, well, there you go.
He's been a real TV journeyman, and so he directed some Columbo at one point, but some of his latter-day work was Smallville related, so that's pretty good.
Gotta love that. I'll take this second before you get into the synopsis to plug Eric McGill, the Unapologetic Geek, has a video on this. On Somewhere
Smallville?
in Time.
Oh, okay. Okay. On Jaws 2? Yuck.
No, he has this down as a sci-fi classic. There's a, I think, 17-minute, 20-minute video on it. He gives you some insight. I would say go check that out. The Unapologetic Geek YouTube channel. They've got a video on this very movie.
And that's interesting because I don't know about you. I think I know about you, Nate. I had never seen this movie before.
I have not seen this movie.
And so I don't really know culturally what sort of impact it's had. I know that it's spoken about pretty regularly in terms of time travel films. Mm-hmm. It stars Christopher Reeve as Richard Collier, Jane Seymour as Elisa McKenna, and Christopher Plummer as William Robinson, her manager. Christopher Plummer, fans will remember as General Chang from Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country.
Or the victim in Knives Out 1.
Oh, that's true also. Yeah, we were just talking about this guy.
Just talking about this guy.
It's opening night for Too Much Spring, a play written by fresh-faced college grad Richard Collier. As critics and friends congratulate him, a mysterious woman approaches. The elderly lady, or old crone, if you will,
Nice.
delivers two things to Collier: a pocket watch and a simple message: come back to me. She quickly leaves, returning to her room at the famous Grand Hotel on Michigan's Mackinac Island, and she promptly dies. 8 years pass, and Collier, now an accomplished playwright, is struggling with writer's block. A conversation with his agent compels him to get out of Chicago to clear his head, and Collier soon finds himself at a literal fork in the road, feeling an intrinsic pull to turn left into the parking lot of the famous Grand Hotel on Michigan's Mackinac Island. Mm-hmm. Although he intends to limit his stay to a single night, a visit to the hotel's Hall of History proves more compelling than Collier anticipates. Among the relics of yesteryear is a portrait on the wall of a beautiful woman, and with the help of longtime hotel employee Arthur, Collier learns that she was an actress named Elise McKenna, photographed while performing at the hotel in 1912. All but abandoning his actual writing, Collier instead resolves to learn as much about McKenna as he can, eventually meeting with her former companion, Laura. It is at her home that Collier sees McKenna's final photograph, a face he immediately recognizes as the woman who approached him 8 years prior. captivated in such a way that modern viewers might declare him a simp. Collier soon pays a visit to a former professor of his, Dr. Gerard Finney, whose book about theoretical time travel was also among McKenna's keepsakes. Sure. Claiming to have time traveled himself on one occasion, Finney explains his process to Collier, who is all too eager to test the method himself. Essentially, time traveling through the power of positive thinking. Like, can you convince yourself you've time traveled? To quote Saul Goodman, it worked because I believed it. Convinced his destiny lies in 1912, Collier manages to travel to McKenna's brief stay at the famous Grand Hotel on Michigan's Mackinac Island.
You like saying that.
There, he sweetly but aggressively stalks the actress, desperate to fulfill a fated connection with her, all the while watched by her protective manager, William Fawcett Robinson, whose only goal for McKenna is the upper echelon of superstardom. As Collier and McKenna's whirlwind romance ensues, Robinson goes to extreme ends to keep them apart. But even if Collier can stay one step ahead of Robinson, has he truly come back to stay, or will he return to the future without his true love?
Yeah, question 1. Do you like this movie?
Do I like this movie? I think the answer is yes.
Thank God.
And now I don't know if that's a thank God because you like it or a thank God because you don't and it'll make for better content.
Here's the thing. What is this, the second or third listener request in a row? The second, right?
Second listener request in a
But
row. We've got a third coming up next.
And we've got a third one coming. And I don't want people to request things and then just have us come on and lambaste it or something like that, right?
Sure,
and
sure.
You know, every time somebody requests something, oh, well, that stank.
It stinks.
You want to honor people's opinions.
Womp womp.
Somebody's engaging with you, they want your thoughts on a thing. You want to hope that you like it. I don't like this.
I don't like this thing! And here's what I'm doing with it!
You don't like this?
I don't like this.
All right.
And
I have a feeling I'll agree with every point you're about to
make. Oh, no. No, you
It's going to be one of those things where, like, you make a lot of very valid points, and I recognized all those things, and I still come out, I'm okay with it.
You know, you're going to have to make a passioned argument.
My passioned argument is going to be just stare into his eyes a little bit longer.
Oh, his eyes. Okay. Yeah,
her eyes. Everybody's eyes are great in this movie, but Christopher Reeve's eyes are beautiful. He's a beautiful man.
I will say that the plug that I made earlier for the Unapologetic Geek, he is a fan of this movie. He really enjoyed it. So if you guys enjoy it, do go check out that video. But this seems like something I should be engaged with, right?
Oh, it should. Yeah.
This was for me. Because
yeah.
even just last episode, I talked about, man, I'd really love it if there was a story where the two leads really needed to be together and we want them to be together. And that's what this movie is supposed to be.
Let's try.
Not only do they need to be together, they're obsessed with being together.
And we know that because the movie's telling us that.
That's my problem.
I knew that's where you were going with this.
What?
Because one of the first things I said in my notes, to the extent this star-crossed lovers plot works,
Nate is going to say
it does so. No, I think it does exclusively on the strength of Christopher Reeve's eyes. I have that in my notes. But I have a question here. Are we just too jaded for it to stick the landing? Like, is the fault with the movie or is the fault with us?
No, it's the movie.
Okay.
No,
because I have to admit, I enjoyed the movie, but I find its central premise very hard to swallow.
Right. Go back through this movie, start at the end, come all the way back to the front, and tell me one reason that he should love her.
Oh, I mean...
What? Like, love her.
She fine.
No, Brian. I said, why should he love her?
Yes.
There's no point.
That is what this movie's asking you to do. It's not even a decision they're making.
Right.
This isn't their decision to learn about each other and love each other. This movie posits that there is a cosmic pull independent of time.
Yeah.
That these two people are predestined to be together. And everything in the movie sets it up that way, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm all for that. Yes, for sure.
But just as a viewer watching it, there's absolutely no reason she would have elected to engage with him otherwise. And there's no reason for him to really become that obsessed with her other than the fact that she's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that just makes, for me, the rest of this movie very vapid. I just kept waiting for that click that comes with your romance movie that says, okay, I see what these people see in each other, and I know why they need each other, and I know why I want them both to be happy. I want to care about this person so that I care that they're with that person. And taking the movie from the beginning to the end, I don't see a reason that she should love him any more than one that he should be obsessed with her. I can buy the Richard Collier side a little bit more because he's just gotten a tick in his brain that's just like, now I am stuck on this.
Right, and as a storyteller, as somebody who's a writer, what happened to him the night the play premiered when he saw the old lady come up and give him the pocket watch? That's not something you forget about. And as soon as something presents itself as a revisiting of that, you are naturally connecting threads.
Sure.
Right? Like storytelling threads, even though it's, to Collier, real life, this is how he thinks about the world. I have to believe, right?
Sure.
So for him to start making these connections and become deeply invested in it, that's not much of a stretch.
No, that I can get. I see behaviors in people where they just become almost unhealthily obsessed with a topic or a thing or an arrow game.
Or your favorite phone-based arrow game.
So I can see, like, okay, now I'm dug into the history of this hotel and this particular woman. And then to get to the point where you then see that this is also the woman that engaged with you 8 years ago, like, now I'm all in on, let me solve this mystery. Right. That's what it is. Let me solve this mystery.
Arthur? 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 Come on, wake up. Hi, Arthur. I'm really sorry to wake you up, but you're the only one who can help me. Listen, you know those things in the Hall of History display cases? Where do they come from? Is this our storeroom or something? Arthur, please, where do those things come from?
The attic, Mr. Guy.
But to then say, because I love her, is a far cry. And once he does travel to the past, his whole goal is, I love you, I love you, I love you.
I've seen a lot of attractive pictures of women from the 30s.
Sure.
I've never once felt the overriding compulsion to travel back in time to see them.
Well, did any of them give you a pocket watch?
That's fair. That is fair. None of them gave me a pocket watch.
Yeah, so like I say, I see this as an unfathomable event that I would need to get to the bottom of. And if that drove me to travel back in time, and then once I was there, discovered these feelings, okay, give me that. But, like, he is pigeonholed into the fact that he already loves her before he even leaves.
Well, the movie sets up a lot of that, too, because we know from the jump that his future's already written.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Right? Like, we know his name is in the guest book. The pocket watch has arrived to him. Everything that's happened has always happened. These two are fated to be together, and the movie goes out of its way to tell us that this connection is destined to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And there's nothing Collier can do about it. All we can do is take the ride with him.
Right.
If we take this movie and look at it from McKenna's point of view, it makes very little sense.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
Well, she gave it to me, ma'am. At the opening night of a play that I wrote at Millfield College about 8 years ago.
Watch was very precious to her. She never left it out of her possession. Disappeared the night she died.
She died that night?
from Collier's point of view, it makes an amount of sense.
If you fill in the pieces, it could make sense from McKenna's point of view. But all of the interactions that the two of them have that we should have any interest in are montage scenes with no sound.
They walk.
We're just kind of shown on a boat walking by a lake in the span of a day and a half. But she has all of a sudden professed her love for him based on what? Based on what? I don't get to see any of it.
All she's had is one really good 2-hour walk.
Right?
You know,
which
that's what these two shared.
We don't even know that that's a good walk.
Well, I think we know it was good from the outcome. It must have been one hell of a fucking walk.
Right, but must have been, but you don't know. You weren't there. You didn't hear any of it. What? Like, what did they talk about?
I don't want to be a third wheel. I don't want to.
You want to be a fly on the wall?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you got to know something. You've got to know something.
You've got to know why these two. And the movie doesn't do much other than have these two characters fawn over one another.
In a almost creepy sense.
Oh, it's absolutely creepy. Oh,
yeah.
There's no question it's creepy. When he gets to the hotel in 1912, he just goes around and starts asking everybody, hey, where's Miss McKenna? Where's Miss McKenna? Goes to her room. Where's Miss McKenna? And finds her out walking along the beach, and he just kind of lurks.
Yeah, right.
And then comes out from behind a tree.
Right.
And, like, he can do it. Here's the frustrating thing. He can get away with it because he's Christopher Reeve.
And it's 1979 or whatever.
Well, yeah, and it's 1912 even in the.
Oh yeah.
Like,
no, but right.
The movie's like it's 1980, it's 1912, whatever. Yeah. The point is that it's not 2026. And Elsie McKenna does not have like a can of pepper spray in her bag.
Right.
Because it does come across as very creepy, and the only thing he can do is let his, I joke about it, but I'm serious here, let his eyes and his sort of aura project the sincerity that she needs to receive to buy into what he's saying, and to be intrigued enough by him and feel a connection with him in that one moment that will compel her to take a walk with him and then kind of go into her own crazy monologue during the play. And, you know,
that's a good scene. I could talk about that for a second. I mean, that's
the play scene.
That's the only window that gets opened
for
to even understand what either of them think about the other. All of Collier's actions at the beginning, with all of his digging and researching and efforts to get back there, are clearly motivated. But there's no time when he stops and daydreams about what she might be like, or even some kind of weird flashback feeling like you've been together before, because McKenna does have that moment when he first approaches her.
Yeah, all right, I want to talk about that.
So, I mean, let's go there, because that's the first sense that there's more to this. Like, there's a cosmic aspect. There's a fated aspect.
It's when he approaches her on the beach, and she looks at him and says, "Is it you?"
Right.
Is it you? Is it?
Yes. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm quite right.
I'm sorry if I startled you.
No, you didn't start.
I think I did.
And
oh, crap. You know what? Part of that could just be because Christopher Plummer's character has been driving into her entire head, her entire career, that there's going to be some guy that screws everything up.
But
this might not even...
We do find that out.
Yeah.
We do find that out. Like that's the thing. Is it you? And that's, again, we're watching this unfold really from Collier's perspective. And when she says that, for him, it's validation.
Right.
It's like, oh my gosh, she's been waiting for me. And we come to find out that Robinson, her manager, has been kind of warning her that someone was going to show up. Now, in that moment, did you think for a second that maybe Robinson was also a time traveler?
Oh, yeah, several times.
Right? Like, for most of the movie, I thought, they're going to pull the rug out from under this, and that's why Robinson's being so protective of her when it comes to Collier, because he knows what his deal is.
That was her manager, William Robinson.
Was he really as strange, as you seem to indicate in the book?
There was something strange about their relationship.
I'm still not convinced that he isn't.
I mean, you could probably sort it out in your head, like kind of like is Deckard a replicant in Blade Runner? You know?
Right.
Like you can square that pretty easily.
If you haven't seen this movie, the actress's manager, played by Christopher Plummer, is so dogged in trying to keep the two of them apart that could be suggested he knows Collier is from the future, or that this relationship is fated to end in disaster.
Yeah, and it gets diluted later on, because by the end of the movie, it's more like, well, I didn't mean you specifically. I meant somebody like you was going to come along and do this. And I was like, man, that's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah,
but,
it is kind of...
And it kind of undercuts, again, this idea of this destined thing. I really was expecting Robinson to end up being like, I tried to stop it, but I just can't.
Yeah.
Right?
Something to that effect. And if it had been like he's a time traveler and he has some notion of what this cycle means and how it started or how to break it or whatever, that could have been super interesting from a science fiction movie standpoint. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the time travel thread could be really interesting from a science fiction movie standpoint. But this is trying so hard to be a romance movie, and I can tell because of the melodramatic music
and the filter. But
right.
The other thing, I'm gonna actually not really push back on the idea that it's a romantic movie. I think this movie is a fairy tale.
Okay.
I'm kind of veering fairy tale with this. There are a lot of elements in there that have a fairy tale ring to them, like the overprotective guardian, the handsome prince that comes out of nowhere to kind of sweep you off your feet. And there are some elements at the end of this movie that I don't want to get into yet that are very steeped in that sort of tradition.
Sure. That's well framed. It's a good argument, but I would say that a fairy tale isn't deserving of a 2-hour movie about what you'd consider supposed to be a relationship.
Sure.
That was a real disappointment for me because of what I was looking for out of this. And
hardcore nudity.
No. That's what you were looking for out of it.
If you want to see Jane Seymour in a racier role, you should just go watch Wedding Crashers.
Oh, is she the mom in that or something?
Oh, she's the mom in that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even that's a better romance movie.
It is pretty good.
At least I know why those two want to be together.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like When Harry Met Sally, or hell, You've Got Mail.
You've Got Mail.
That whole movie spends almost the entire movie of them talking. Now, it's via email, mostly, but they're getting to know each other. You know that this person feels this way, and they talk to their friend about the way that they feel about that person. And it's all, the relationship is being built. The obstacles are also being created.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire, the same way. Like, you've got these two characters that are clearly connected in some way, and you know what thread connects them, and will that be strong enough to keep them together?
Our little project, our company, had a very big night. A very, very big night. But it wasn't complete. It wasn't nearly close to being in the same vicinity as complete. Because I couldn't share it with you. I couldn't hear your voice. Or laugh about it with you. I miss my wife.
And it's a relationship.
You mentioned You Got Mail. That's a really good example, because like what that movie does that this movie doesn't is it gives the female character a voice.
Don't cry.
And the dreams that you dare I wanted it to be you. I wanted it to be you so badly.
Yes. Oh, God.
And this movie doesn't give McKenna a voice, right? Like, she is at the whims of the men in her life throughout the movie.
She doesn't do anything.
There we go. If we look at this whole movie like everything that's happened is predestined, we already know what happens to McKenna at the end after Collier comes back to 1980, right?
Yeah.
And the answer is nothing. She becomes a recluse. She doesn't really do anything else with her life.
Yeah.
Right?
So Plummer was correct.
Yes! But it robs her of agency. That's what makes this movie feel kind of uncomfortable. Approaching it from a modern mindset, the female character is really just subject to the whims of fate or Collier or Robinson, and that's pretty much it. She does, near the end, after the theater troupe leaves and Christopher Reeve wakes up in that stable tied up, and just watch the movie, guys. But, like, he's sitting there kind of upset, and she comes around that corner in the background, and it's a great, great shot of him with his head down in the foreground, and you see way in the distance behind him, she comes out of the trees and kind of is coming across that big, sprawling
and she goes running.
area.
She goes running to him, and that's
like the one time she makes a choice.
Well, that and the stage performance.
Oh, the stage production. Yeah, and that's why that scene works so well, I think. Like, everybody around her is looking like, oh, shit, what is she doing? What is she doing? You know?
Right. That's the other scene, just to kind of lay it out there. She's the star of this show that's performing in the theater behind the hotel, and she takes the reins of the first act and goes off script and starts talking directly to Christopher Reeve, essentially.
Perhaps it won't be all that bad, miss. There must be something you like about him.
Yes, his absence. The man of my dreams has almost faded now.
And what man is that, miss?
The one I have created in my mind. The sort of man each woman dreams of in the deepest and most secret reaches of her heart. I can almost see him now before me. What would I say to him if he were really here? Forgive me. I've never known this feeling. I've lived without it all my life. Is it any wonder then I failed to recognize you? You brought it to me for the first time. Is there any way that I can tell you how my life has changed? Any way at all to let you know what sweetness you have given me? There is so much to say. I cannot find the words, except for these. I love you. And such would I say to him if he were really here.
And one day he's going to be in a Superman movie, and one day everybody's like, "What is this
Richard Collier?
About?
Richard Collier is his character." But again, they've had an afternoon together at that point. Yeah. I mean, come on. I love love stories, but like I just went through all the intertangling of real relationships. I'm not into fated relationships.
You know what I kept thinking about while I was watching this?
What's that?
Night Before Christmas.
It's better. It's better at it.
Crone! Oh, Crone! I have need of you. Love is the first and foremost of all knightly virtues. I understand that now. It's love. I beg thee, Crone. Whatever it is that you desire, I will do. If you help me return to my truest love.
Because here's the thing. The central premise of The Night Before Christmas is that good men don't exist in 2023. And you have to go back to the Middle Ages to find a good one.
That's what this movie's saying, too.
But it is, like, that movie is saying that, like, true love exists. You just might not have been fortunate enough to live in the same era of human existence as your true love.
I'll take it.
That's this here. But it kept reminding me of that, right? And Timeless Christmas, a little bit the same way, because like the whole thing with Timeless Christmas is that the clock took you to your true love.
Yeah, and they're trying. And when those two people get there, they interact and build a relationship based on something.
Yes, yeah.
The grocery shopping scene, where they go shopping for the feast.
Oh, yeah. He's constantly putting the hot cocoa in
Yeah, and she spilled it on him earlier, and it's a thing.
Yeah.
And then he, like, she's introducing him to this world, and then he introduces her to his world by baking bread from scratch for this thing. Like, they have things that they did together that illustrate why they like each other.
Observable moments where they are gradually falling for one another.
Yeah, exactly. And they're fated. They're fated to be together by the old crone's medallion.
Yeah. These movies really love their old crones, don't they?
Old crone's medallion, by the way, better than the city.
Well, I mean, it was. Objectively, it was. Old crone medallion.
That notwithstanding, I do love the way that this movie opens. It had me at that first scene.
Oh, God. It wastes no time.
Yeah.
Like, the camera just sets down behind her.
Right. She's just approaches him in a room.
Which is, again, kind of a bait and switch, because the camera movement makes you think she's the main character.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, and it follows her after that event. But the room falls silent as she enters, which is weird. Like, why aren't people still talking just because this old lady's in the room? That's a little weird. But it adds to sort of the impact of the moment. And right then, you're as engaged as to what she means as he is. And then it does the 8-year time jump from that moment. So yeah, I mean, that put your foot in the door to the story, and you're thinking, okay, how are we going to get these two together? And everything's kind of moving in the right direction from there. It's not until he's like 3 or 4 scenes into his research that I'm just like, can we get to this?
Can we get on with it?
Yeah,
because the movie is only like an hour and 40 minutes long or something. Like, there's not a whole lot of time to establish the romance between these two. Like you're right. Like, the most engaging part of this is kind of like the mystery aspect of it early on, but it spends way too much time on that mystery aspect. We got to track her down to her friend's house. We've got to, I got to go talk to my college professor.
Yeah.
Like, that scene feels like it comes out of nowhere. And I get why it has to exist. It has to exist because somebody who is not one of our main characters and has some projected authority has to tell us how this whole thing is supposed to work, right? Because it's a time travel movie. Like, we've got to have this scene in there where the guy explains it, right?
Yeah.
Unless you cue the line from Looper.
I don't want to talk about time travel shit. Because if we start talking about it, then we're going to be here all day talking about it, making diagrams with straws. It doesn't matter.
When I hurt myself, it changes your body. So is what I do now change your memory?
It doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Like, I got to think that this is exactly the sort of movie Looper was talking about.
Well, no, Looper was talking about how it happens, or why. Like, you do need to know
the impacts of everything and everything. Like, you got to know how he's getting back in time and how is this going to be facilitated.
Yeah, you have to know that it happens. And
he could have read it in the book, though. Like, I don't think he had to go talk to his professor.
Yeah.
You know?
See, and those are the hell, you know what? Take your montages and your silent walks on the beach and do a montage of research. You can tell what's happening when you're at a library flipping through books. You can tell when you're digging through an attic of old antiques. We don't need in-depth research on this woman. We need to get to know this woman.
Right, we need to get there.
Just take that whole chunk and shift it so that you've got more time in the meat of the movie to actually build a relationship. I'll give you an afternoon. I'll give you an afternoon since it's star-fated, but show me the afternoon.
Yeah, sure. Now, that being said, I do think that the description given by the professor is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You know, like, like the way he frames it and says, I can't explain exactly how, but I knew I wasn't here anymore. I knew I was there. We'll bring that up with the time travel method, but I do think that scene, and I don't know if I would have left it in, personally, if I were like the director editing the movie.
Sure.
But I see where the impulse is, because it does plant this sort of like fanatical hopefulness in Collier, because it's like, oh, he was able to do it. I believe he was able to do it because he believes he was able to do it.
Which makes me able to do it. Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, time travel method is also a big pill to swallow here.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. I'm not sure where I'll squeeze this in, so I'm going to squeeze it in right here. But when he's just starting his research and he sees the picture of Jane Seymour on the wall for the first time, you see her, and clearly she's beautiful. It's a great photo. But there's no nameplate, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't know who this mystery woman is. Okay, I'll give you that too. But
what if he found it behind the thing at the end of the movie, and he lifted it up and it said Richard Collier's mom on it?
Gross.
That's where it leaves you.
The only reason I bring this up at all is because the direction in that scene, there's a close-up on the plate.
Yeah.
But that's immediately following a close-up on Christopher Reeve's face as he focuses in on looking for it. And I swear he is making the exact same face that Superman makes when he uses his heat ray vision.
Yes, like that stare.
Exactly the same. I swear they could have taken stock footage from Superman and put it in here. Like that scene where he burns the branch over Niagara Falls so that it'll fall and Lois can catch it. It's the same face.
That's the difficulty of coming from the Superman movie for Christopher Reeve on this, because, like...
He can no longer stare intently at something.
Well, I mean, in Superman, he's basically playing two roles, right? His Superman and his Clark are two very different characters.
Sure.
And so, no matter what you do from that point on, one of the two of them is going to be seeping in. Like, at all times. Because you've just run the gamut there.
Except he's so boring in this. Isn't he boring? He's not boring?
I don't find him boring.
I find him boring. I find Collier boring.
I think Collier's a little bit annoying to me.
Yeah, annoyingly boring.
He's kind of... This is the second movie in a row about a writer character who can't quite write anything good and gets stuck doing something different for a while.
Well, at least we know that he wrote something good.
Time-traveling hottie visits time travel fan. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, he did write one good thing. That was not erased from history.
It was not erased from history, and it propelled him into popularity where he can afford an office in Chicago.
That's true.
So I'll give him that.
A little bit different.
But anyway... The other thing I want to mention is that I hate this music.
The John Barry score or the
score.
Like,
the score and their song.
The piece of music that keeps playing throughout
oh my god.
The movie is
it's boring is what I'll tell you. It's boring.
Yeah, it's Rachmaninoff. That's what I thought. It's a Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini by Rachmaninoff.
It's boring and drab and slow and like it drags like the movie drags.
Everybody's got a favorite, man. You know, that's fine. It's like we were talking about Sabrina Carpenter in that bonus episode. It's not always for you, man. You know,
no, that's true. That's true. But I do dig on the fact that she had that hotel kind of remade as like a dollhouse sort of thing. That's also a music box that then plays that song. Love it. That's
kind of cool.
Like cool idea, cool aspect.
She had that made. What is it?
That's my favorite music in the whole world. I don't understand what's happening.
I even like the music there, but I don't want to hear it over and over and over, slower and slower and slower the whole goddamn time. It's like Twin Peaks and their theme song and all the melodramatic stuff that they played in season 2. I'm just like, shut up. I would rather I just want to hear Dale Cooper.
Yeah.
Just let me hear the man speak. I don't care about you.
That's fair.
Yeah, anyway, I hate things. Why do I hate things?
Well, I'll tell you. Can we talk about something I love in this movie?
Please.
And this is exactly the sort of thing I am always a fucking sucker for in time travel movies. Do you know what I'm going to mention?
Oh, I do. I know exactly what you're going to mention. Objects with no origin.
Correct. Yes. The pocket watch in this movie that she gives him as an old lady, and then he travels back in time and gives it to her as a young woman.
Yeah.
And so there's no origin point for it. It's the self-contained time loop paradox thing.
Yeah.
Ah, God, I'm such a sucker for this shit.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson was explaining that on Star Talk once, and this was the example he used. He used this and, of course, Johnny Be Good from Back to the Future. But this was the primary example. I guess he was assuming people had seen this movie, but it was, the fact that this watch has no point of origin. There's nowhere somebody specifically got it.
Nobody bought it from a store. It was just these two characters giving it back and forth to each other.
Right.
In this time loop. Yeah.
Which, exactly. So neither one of them can live their existence without the other, because that's just the way that their lives go.
Yeah, whatever happened, happened. Kind of like we were talking about with Frequently Asked Questions. There's no version of this that didn't involve time travel.
That one's a lot harder to swallow, though, because there's so many aspects of their lives that we're asked to not investigate.
The frequently asked questions.
Frequently asked questions. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a lot more complicated there.
Here, we're just asked to, believe that these two people were intertwined. And I can do that. I can dig on that. You know what does it better? The time traveler's wife. And I don't like that movie.
No, but it sort of does.
At least we know that they like each other.
We know that they like each other, and we see how this happens, right? There's that weird sort of reverse grooming thing that happens.
Yes, but it's disgusting. But at least it's a relationship.
That should have been the tagline for the movie. You see that poster? That poster of Rachel McAdams looking at you and all sweet, and it's like...
It's disgusting, but at least it's a relationship. Yeah. Stupid. Oh, man. Did I express enough how much I don't like the music?
Yes, I think we got that.
Okay, do you like the music?
Look, here's the thing. I found the score, and again, John Barry, who has done some very great work for the James Bond franchise... I found it to be fairly forgettable. The only piece of music I remember from it is the Rachmaninoff piece.
Oh, you mean because it was playing for an hour and 40 minutes?
Every single aspect of the score was an interpolation of the Rachmaninoff piece.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Yeah, it was rough.
So, I mean, could they have picked a better song? Maybe. I don't know. But
except that it's got to be timeless from 1912. I mean, it's hard.
There's a lot of good music out there.
It's true. It's true. Or they could have written something for the movie, like That Thing You Do. You can hear that song 500 times.
Or, what about the one from Christmas Night? Night before Christmas.
Oh yeah.
I met a lady
right here at my feet. That's awful.
Isn't she neat?
I kind of dig her.
We're here in the street.
Oh, God. I'm shocked that movie is better than anything. But again, you like this movie.
Yeah, I think I did. Because again, I find the two of them to have sort of innate chemistry with each other. And they did have a relationship. Jane Seymour and
Oh, yeah?
and Christopher Reeve had a relationship when this movie was being made, but they ended it because Reeve's ex-girlfriend was pregnant.
Ooh.
So they ended the relationship, but they remained very close friends throughout until Chris Reeve died.
Oh, okay.
So I think the chemistry that comes across for me watching the movie is real. It's genuine chemistry that the two had.
The only time I really see it, though, is near the very end of the movie when they're finally sitting on the floor.
In the room, sitting in the room. And
mm-hmm.
yeah, oh God, like if there had been more of that.
Yeah.
If there had been more of that throughout the second act of the movie, I think that would make everything better. Because that scene is maybe the best scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, you mean the one where they speak to each other?
You will marry me, won't you?
Sorry.
You won't?
Sure. I was just laughing at the way you asked, that's all.
For one moment there,
What?
I thought you had a wife and children back home somewhere.
Oh, Lisa.
I want to be everything to you.
You are. You are.
Tell me more about yourself, my love.
Hey, baby. Hey, Toots. So what's your name again?
Like, the only other thing that they talk about is, will you walk with me? Will you see me? Yes or no? And she just keeps fighting it and then doesn't.
If that thing hadn't been a montage in the middle of the movie, it would have just been like, will you get in this boat with me? Will you walk over to this house in these rocks with me?
Get out of my dreams. Get into my boat. We've lost it.
You will marry me, won't you? Tell me more about yourself, my love.
So, I cannot go through this conversation without mentioning Arthur. We got to talk about Arthur, right?
Oh, man, Arthur.
Yeah. I dig Arthur.
Arthur's a great time travel character.
My favorite part of this movie.
Yeah,
both
easily.
Both young Arthur and old Arthur. Both
Old
Arthurs.
Arthur. Yeah, old Arthur's like, hey, do I know you? And no. But then he goes back to 1912, and there's little Arthur with his ball indoors.
Yeah. That story is set up. We know why he has the ball. We know what the ball means. Even though it's just like, it's this thing that I had with my dad where he would get upset with me for playing with the ball in the lobby. But that's there, and it's paid off. You know?
It's real, and there's a connection.
There's a connection, and it's paid off. And it's illustrative of the fact that Collier did, in fact, travel back, and this is real.
Yes. If anything goes wrong, Arthur is my constant. In lost parlance.
Yeah. I got the reference. I got it.
Good. Oh, good. The one episode. Good.
The one episode. I got that reference, though.
I understood that reference.
That kid is great. And I don't know that he even has a line. I don't think he speaks.
I think he says something, surely.
I don't know. I think it's all...
Because he's in like 3 different scenes.
I know, but I think it's all eyes. I could be wrong. I'll comb through the movie to see if he speaks, but...
Lots of eyes in this movie.
Yeah, I think it's...
That's the one thing I would say about it, is that all the actors have eyes.
That's true. And the older Arthur, does that make this a prequel to Home Alone? Because he's the old man in Home Alone that gives up his ticket so that mom can get on a plane to Chicago.
That's right.
She's got her own earrings, a whole shoebox full of them, dangly ones.
Yeah.
No, but...
That's the guy.
Not to be confused with the other old man in Home Alone who Kevin thinks is a serial killer.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, no, that is not who I was
you're
talking about.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, the one
please,
in the
speaking
airport.
of which, R.I.P. Catherine O'Hara. We haven't said anything about that yet, but
man, that's rough.
Breaks the heart.
Yeah, I liked her a lot. All of the things that she did.
Yeah, I can't think of one I didn't.
Yeah.
And she wasn't in this movie. I told actually at one of my trivia shows this week, because I lost one of my friends last week, and then my dad last month.
Dude.
At my trivia show this week, I said, I've got good news, guys. No one in my immediate circle has died within the last 7 days. And everybody was like...
Well, at least you've got a repeat audience. You've got.
Did I tell you about last week?
You got regulars.
I dedicated my second question of the night to my friend Graves, who passed away.
Okay.
It was about beer.
Wait, his name was Graves?
His name was Matthew Graves, and he went by Graves.
Yikes.
And so I dedicated the second question to him, and I said, "Yeah, I lost my friend." It's like, "Yeah, it's sad. He's my drinking buddy." And they're like, "Way to bring it down, Brian." I was like, "Don't worry. The next question's gonna bring it right back up." Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Okay, so brief reprieve here for Graves' sake. Was he Ray or Pete to your Toby?
Oh, man, that's a great question. He would have been Ray, probably. He would have been a Ray. But he was much more, I don't know.
Not the cynic?
He was an artist, but he was a very snarky artist.
Aren't we all?
He would have been more aligned with Pete, I think.
Oh, okay, so he is a Pete. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good question, though.
Raise a glass to Pete and Graves.
Yeah, I realized an hour and 15 minutes later, I never went and got a drink.
Like, hey, wait a minute. Nate is getting drunk. And I'm sitting over here with water like a chump.
Yeah, I'm only 3 drinks in from earlier tonight. What am I waiting for?
Okay, I just finished an Arrow game while you were... I've taken to playing the game offline. You don't get the ads.
Oh.
Just turn off your internet, and you don't get the ads.
That's good thinking.
Yeah.
I just have a couple more things I really want to bring up.
Well, I think you need to focus on some things you like.
Well, okay, all right. Something I haven't mentioned that I did like was Christopher Plummer in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Christopher Plummer's good in anything, but I think he really does sell the role of sort of the overprotective supervisor kind of father, almost.
It only took seconds for me to realize exactly what she had to be.
Mrs. Robinson?
Do you actually believe that I have nurtured her, cared for her, molded, taught, developed her for all these years, merely to groom a wife?
What then?
A star. Only someone with a limited awareness of your age could possibly conceive that my entire passion for this woman is no more than physical. Are you incapable of understanding that she has it within herself to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest actress of her generation?
And this just, again, conveying a lot through looks and his eyes.
And his motivation is clear.
Yes. Yeah. And if not at first, which it shouldn't be.
Right, but...
it is a third act thing we need to find out, right?
But we've seen this type of person before. We understand that he's going to be an obstacle. He's an antagonist of sorts. And then at the end, you realize with the best intentions. Maybe not with the best intentions, honestly.
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably not
certainly
good
not where our hero, Collier, is involved. Because, he literally does have Collier knocked unconscious and then tied up in a stable.
Yeah, he does use hired goons.
Who is it?
Goons.
Who?
Hired goons.
Hired goons?
If there are goons, then he's the bad guy.
It's like...
Good guys don't use goons.
The telephone is so impersonal. I prefer the hands-on touch you only get with hired goons. Hired goons?
But yeah, no, Plummer is good, and his relationship with Collier is more believable. That's more built up. Like, I understand what those two think of each other.
Yeah, and that's the frustrating thing, is that, again, it's two men arguing over a woman. It's not the woman really asserting where she stands until the very end of the movie. It's just she's kind of, pulled between these two poles, and whatever, I'm just a lady.
Yeah, well, she does assert herself at one point. She does break away from him.
Yeah.
To say, look, we have a business relationship, you and I. You know what I mean? I get to make these choices. That's a good scene for her.
Yeah.
right up there with the stage scene.
The scene where they're kind of together at the end.
Yeah. But as long as we're talking about Plummer, I think we could circle back to the fact that he's a time traveler.
Right. If the movie is to be believed.
No, if we're to be believed about that movie.
I mean, I don't think we're wrong. And I would love to hear anybody out there.
You think he is a time traveler?
Collier, I know who you are. Ever since you came here, I've known from the start. You came to destroy her.
God, you're out of your mind.
No, I don't think we were wrong to believe that was where the movie was leading us.
Yeah, okay.
You know? Like, yeah. I'm sorry. The movie was definitely putting out all the signs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He knows what's up. Here's a guy that knows what's up.
So if we hear anything from our listeners this week, I would like to hear that. Did you guys think for a moment that Christopher Plummer's character was a time traveler? At any point during your watching of this film, did you think that? Because I think the movie is very suggestive of
It's very suggestive of it, and it was a thought process that I was hoping would take shape. Like, I wanted that to be the thing.
Wouldn't it have been funny if in the third act, there's Plummer, there's Reeve, but then there's, like, all these other guys that start showing up because they saw that picture in the hotel, and they're all just fucking obsessed with Jane Seymour, and they just keep coming back to 1912.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. That's the sequel. It is a good picture of her.
It's great. And I wanted to circle back to that, too, because I think the best moment the two of them have that kind of ties it together is when he walks in and she's about to get the photograph taken, and she looks over and sees him, and her face lights up, and boom, that's when the photograph's taken.
Right, okay.
That is cool. And it also, again, playing into this idea that everything always happened the way it did, and maybe there's some sort of subconscious connection.
Yeah.
That all these characters feel with one another. He sees that picture of her, and he maybe doesn't know it at the time, but she's looking at him making that face.
Yeah.
When he sees that picture. And it's like...
Yeah, he's the reason she has that expression.
And on some level, he picks that up. You have to kind of
read between
believe
the
all
lines.
of this.
Yeah.
You do have to, because like the movie is again telling you that everything always happened as it did, and when you finally see that photograph taken and you see the context for it, it's kind of an aha moment for you, the viewer, like, oh wow, that was it. That was the picture. That was the moment that he fell in love with her, seeing her like that.
No, I mean,
and now they're looking at each other like that. I think that's a really cool aspect.
It is. It is a good moment, and I do love the idea that he's the reason that she has such a pleasant expression, and she doesn't want to have the picture taken, but she gets that smile when she sees him. So, like,
right.
If there were...
Why don't you smile more?
Oh God. Here's the smudge on the lens for that. When she's having the picture taken, just in case you don't know, it throws a filter up there that puts an oval around her so that you know that that's the picture that's being taken. And when that happened, I was like, movie? I know. Right,
I didn't need that.
I didn't need that.
Who in this audience needed that? You know? We've all been here for 90 minutes now. We know. Yeah, because it superimposes that photograph over her. So it's like you see the two of them coexisting in that space together. So you can be like, oh, I guess that does look like that picture. It's like, what are you, fucking idiot?
It's like, whoa, that's the same dame?
That poor guy. Like watching a totally different fucking movie.
That's the guy.
Hey, I didn't know that was the same broad.
That's the one from the photo.
Stupid.
This is kind of an aside, and I don't know if it'll make the podcast, but when I was in the theater watching Captain America the Winter Soldier, and they have the fight in the street with the knife. It's one of the best scenes in the movie.
Oh, the best. So he drops the knife to the other hand. Yeah.
And he flips Bucky over his shoulder, and the mask comes off, and we see his face for the first time.
Bucky? Who the hell is Bucky?
Somebody in the audience was, whoa, that's his best friend!
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know that guy, but I love that guy.
Good for you, buddy. Way to catch up with the rest of us.
There was a guy, you know that movie, The Woman in Black, with Daniel Radcliffe in it? It was like a haunted house movie.
I'll say yes.
He's in this mansion in this weird marsh, and the guy behind me kept falling asleep and snoring really loud. And at one point, there's a jump scare. The guy kind of jolts up, and Radcliffe walks over and opens up this big chest that you put at the end of a bed.
A foot locker?
Yeah, and it flips it open, like nice padded, looks like elegant and stuff. And the guy behind us is like, "Whoa, I need to get me one of those." Like you are here for reasons that I don't understand right now.
Oh, that's good.
Anyway, that guy in the movies, always a hoot.
Yeah, it's probably the same dude.
What do you mean they're the same woman?
So Collier dies of grief.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah. Because this is the part I definitely want to talk about this a bit. Because when I mentioned the fairy tale stuff earlier, this plays a part in it. But go ahead.
Dies of a broken heart. That's mainly what I've got here. I did happen to put...
Yeah, so anyway, Collier dies at the end.
I did happen to put the word ugh in parentheses.
Now, his professor that he talked to implied that it was very taxing to do this, right? That it wasn't something you would be able to do a lot. Now, obviously, he dies of a broken heart, like Padme.
In the book, I believe it's a brain tumor.
Well, see, that makes a little bit more sense, doesn't it? Like, the time travel had some kind of adverse effect on him.
Either that, or you can leave it in this nebulous sense that did he time travel, or is it some hallucination from the tumor?
Or is he just in a fucking coma?
Yeah. I mean, that works much better for me. Anyway.
The movie presents it that he is in this melancholy state. Yeah. This, like, Ophelia-adjacent melancholy that is just driving him down. He can't eat, he can't function, he can't talk.
And he can't time travel again.
June 29th, 1912. June 29th, 1912. Please. June 29th. I'm back.
No. And he also can't pay for his room anymore, because that's why they ultimately come in.
He makes an immediate effort to try and get back there, to time travel again, and he just can't do it. I think that even if he were able to, wouldn't the conceit of the movie be that he knows exactly where she is at what time when he travels the first time? You know what I mean? Like, he can't get back because he wouldn't necessarily know where she was or how to... If he could
he can't go back to the same place he started before.
Because then there's two of them.
Because he's already lived.
Yeah.
That's already happened.
Yeah. He dies of a broken heart, and they're together at the end in heaven.
Yes, and that's the thing that really put me on this fairy tale track. And then I kind of reversed engineered it from there, because there's a lot of, throughout mythology and throughout, like, storytelling, this story's ending with an ascension to heaven. Like, I mean, it goes back to the Bible.
The best-selling book in the world.
Yeah. I have a signed copy. Christ's ascension into heaven has been mirrored throughout fiction. And the thing that strikes me with regards to this movie and the way it ends, the first thought I had was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Sure, okay.
Because Snow White also ends with an ascension into heaven that comes out of fucking nowhere. Like, if you're watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, if you're out there and you haven't watched Snow White, the original animated movie from, like, 1939, you haven't watched it in a while, go watch it again. It's really, really good. And then all of a sudden, right at the end, Snow White and the prince literally ascend to a glowing temple in heaven.
Well, yeah.
And that's where the movie ends.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But I'm thinking of other, like, examples of characters just ascending into heaven at the end of the movie. Mary Poppins.
Okay.
E.T.
Sure.
Right? E.T., absolutely an overt Christ figure who dies and comes back and then ascends into heaven.
Okay. What about Louise Baltimore?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess. Does she? Do they? Does that count?
Well, there's no place there for Sherman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Robots don't get into heaven.
All
no
robots go to heaven.
No. But anyway, I was just thinking of it as sort of this almost fable or a fairy tale in this sense that at the end of the movie, we have this moment where the camera kind of dislodges and floats upward and becomes the avatar for Collier's soul, looking down at Collier, and then it kind of takes off into the clouds, and then there is McKenna up in the clouds, and Collier rejoins her. They embrace again in these spectral, flowy clouds, and then that's the end of the movie. It's like, wow, you really went there, huh? This is like a literal...
Yeah.
You've literally brought our protagonist on an ascension to heaven to reunite with his loved one.
Yeah.
That's a fairy tale ending. And they were happy ever after, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So, I did not see that ending coming. Like, I gotta be honest. Out of every possible avenue the movie
No, I
could have
didn't
gone
expect...
down.
Yeah, I did not expect him to die. I just kind of thought he would live out his life forlorn.
Mm-hmm. I thought he would turn that into a play.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
And then maybe cut to a scene of him old, and he passes away, and then they're reunited in heaven.
I don't even need to see that. Like, I don't know.
I don't need it either, but I mean, like, if you're really hung up on it. But then I started thinking, and I'm like, well, maybe I'm looking at this movie wrong.
Or maybe what we're doing here is so obvious that it's too simplistic.
Maybe.
Maybe we are bad at this, like we said last week.
I reassessed the whole movie, and I started thinking of it in these terms of like a fairy tale, told from the prince's point of view rather than the maiden's point of view.
Yeah.
Right.
The only crack I would put in that armor is today, 2026, there are no fairy tales.
That's a tagline for life. In 2026, there are no fairy tales.
But my point is, there's not going to be a knight in shining armor.
We all grow up fantasizing about being a princess and finding true love with a knight in shining armor and living happily ever after. But the thing is, that's all it is. A fantasy.
Well, yeah, I mean, even Disney has flipped the script on that in the last decade and a half,
It's like,
right?
this doesn't work.
Like, started with Tangled, matured with things like Frozen, where it's like, oh, this is a typical thing where the prince sweeps her off. Oh, no, it's not,
Yeah.
A substantial portion of the population would call that woke. But to the extent that we watch this and some parts of it don't really sit well with us, I think that's part of the problem. I think we're looking at this with a modern lens because we have to. And there are parts of it that stand out, like, glaringly. Like, for me, the thing that stands out the most is that McKenna doesn't really have any independence or agency in this movie. Or it's fleeting when she does, you know?
Yeah.
She's kind of just caught between these two men.
Yeah.
If you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Is it time to talk about the method of time travel?
God, I don't know how we don't. This is going to take another 40 minutes.
It better not.
No, it won't.
What would you even consider this?
So Collier goes to his professor, and the professor's like, do I know you? It's like, yeah, I had your class. Are you a current student? No. And it's like, oh, then what do I care? It's like, I was your student 10 years ago, and I have your copy of your book. Oh, come on, let's go talk, you know?
Yeah.
And Collier asks
him. A believable professor.
So Collier asks him, kind of like Uncle Rico, you ever come across anything about time travel? You know? Right on. And the professor kind of puts it out there in an interesting way, I think, you know, and his whole notion is that you can kind of convince yourself through self-hypnosis.
Self-hypnosis, yeah.
That you aren't where you physically, by any rational sense, are.
Convince yourself that you are where you want to be.
Yes, where you envision yourself to be.
Yeah.
And he says that in a hotel one time, he was laying there and he literally could hear the sounds and feel the energy in the room around him. And how this sort of thing works, you can't just be anywhere and just convince yourself. Right. You have to remove yourself as much as possible from the world in which you live. So removing modern things and just keeping things that are maybe era appropriate, which when it comes to Collier in that hotel room at the Grand Hotel means basically stripping everything out of the room.
Right.
Except the bed.
Dressing to the proper clothing.
Having the right coins. He goes to the coin shop and gets some money.
The correct money, yeah.
That's interesting later, because the coin is the thing that dislodges him later, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that does come back. But
at the end of the day, this method of time travel is, yeah, you can just do it if you want to.
And I don't hate it. I think it's kind of an interesting idea. And the reason I think it's an interesting idea, because I know how hard it is to, one, truly clear your mind.
Yeah.
And actually focus on something and cut out all the noise. But two, it's also very hard to convince yourself of literally anything.
Yeah, convince yourself of anything that's outside of reality.
Right? It is so hard to do that. So this feels like it's like, oh, all he does is have to lay there. Well, that's not all he has to do.
Yeah.
He goes one farther, Collier does, and he creates like sort of a self-help tape.
Yeah.
Where he's convincing himself, it's 1912, you're gonna bang Jane Seymour. It's 1912.
But that's what holds him back.
That's what holds him back. The tape recorder. He finally is like, oh, I gotta fucking, what was I thinking, you know?
Yeah, if I see the tape recorder, it's gonna bring me back to reality. Yeah, this is akin to an anecdote I have, which is late high school, early college, something like this, like my late teens. I attempted to convince myself that the only thing that was stopping me from moving things with my mind was the belief that I couldn't do it. So I was trying everything I could to convince myself that the only blockage I have from moving this thing across the room was the belief that I couldn't do it.
That's really interesting. You ever have one of those dreams where you can fly?
Not often, but
I have flight dreams every once in a while, and it just feels like a natural thing. Like I'm moving this arm or that arm. Like it's like when I compel myself to do it in the dreams, it's just a matter of thinking.
Right.
And it makes so much sense then, right? But obviously, like you wake up and it's like, well, that's not going to work. But maybe that's why it doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't believe hard enough.
Yeah, right. And I honestly don't hate this. No. Like, it's the part of the love story that I have the least problem with. His ability to get back there through sheer will, basically.
And it's like any of us could do it, but we'd have to have that level of willpower.
Exactly.
That like Green Lantern level of willpower.
Right.
To be able to pull this off.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing that really sells it for me, for the bulk of the movie, as he has, in fact, traveled to the past, I'm like, all right, I'll take it because it's a movie. I need to allow this to happen or else I don't have a movie in front of me, right? So all that's fine and well, but when he snaps back to reality because he sees that 1979 penny, that sold it for me. I was like, this is actually kind of cool.
Because it's such a fragile state.
Exactly. Anything can break it. And just seeing this
it's like
penny,
hypnosis. It's like concentrating really, really hard.
Right. And that made it interesting enough for me to be like a legitimate method of time travel. That is kind of, okay, I don't have a DeLorean. I don't have a photo booth. I don't have a machine that says I've transposed my body from this time to that time. But to watch it break was great. And it made me think in terms of like, what did she see? Did he like blink out of existence?
The only hint we get is that scene where he's rapidly pulling back from her and she's yelling out for him. Like she just sees him pull away.
Yeah.
Which incidentally, I also wanted to mention this. You watch it on Tubi?
No, I bought it.
Oh, wow. So I watched it on Tubi.
Okay.
And you go to the landing page for this movie on Tubi. And while you're sitting there thinking, do I want to hit play or do I not? It starts the little clip.
How do you feel about that decision?
It starts the little clip, and the clip it shows is immediately the shot of her being like, Richard! And he's flying backwards. I was like,
that sucks.
The fuck is this? You know? And then I saw it. I was like, whoa, what the hell is going on there?
Yeah.
And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, you were spoiling the ending. How nice.
Yeah.
Well done, Tubi.
I mean, Tubi chose one of the best things about the movie, and there's a whole sequel out there from Jane's perspective. Like, what did she do?
Oh, sure.
I'm more interested in her life after the fact than I was his life prior to.
Was she trying to piece things together? Like,
well, she had to find him. That's what's cool. Like, if you think in your mind, she tracked him down, and she knew where he was, and gave him the watch.
Yep.
Like,
and she had the book about time travel too. Like she was working on this.
Yeah, exactly.
She was like Hannah Carson.
Right.
You know?
That belittles Hannah a little bit.
I guess it does. Hannah developed a professional life. She was a very successful woman.
I love
She gave birth to a notorious villain.
A mastermind, a supervillain almost. Yeah, I'm going to put this above The City.
Oh, sure. There's no question. I would put it above The City, below The Time Regressor.
And what's above The City?
Time Regressor.
Just The Time Regressor at this point? Okay.
Yep.
Easy enough. It's definitely better than The City, the lowest of the graded time travel methods.
No, not the lowest.
Yeah.
But yes, this would be the new number 4 on our list, going right under The Time Regressor.
I'll take it.
Self-hypnosis.
Yeah.
And positive thinking. I think it's kind of cool. Because it's like anyone could do it. It's like Spider-Man. You could be Spider-Man.
That's kind of the problem.
Except you have to have arachnid powers, and you have to have a way to clear your head and stuff like that. It is interesting that this guy goes from writer's block to being able to clear his mind and travel back to 1912, but okay.
It's the power of love, man.
Yeah.
Outside of Jeff Richardson, who was one of the people that recommended this, the other is Misty Zapst.
Oh, okay, all right.
Whom
that makes
we
sense.
have not heard from in quite some time. I'm not sure that she's listening anymore.
Oh, I hope Misty's still out there.
I hope she's out there, but
yeah, because this is one she mentioned a long time ago.
It was
I
one of her.
that now.
Yeah, it was one of her haikus.
One of the haikus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where those come from. Two of the more ardent listeners out there. But if you guys have something that you want us to cover, clearly we are traipsing through those this season.
Just gallivanting, gadding about through the listener requests.
For sure. And we want to hear more of them. Definitely reach out to us with your listener recommendations.
Next episode, guys, in keeping with this trend, we're going to do another listener recommendation. This is from just a couple months ago, though. Like, somebody mentioned this to us.
Sure.
I had never heard of it. Still haven't seen it yet, but we're going to change that very soon. We're going to be watching Lola, a 2022 film. You can watch it on Amazon Prime, it looks like. And, yeah, I don't know much about it, but it's in black and white. Looks...
Oh, no. That's worse than reading.
Oh, geez, Nate. It looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. Looking forward to that one. Have no idea what to expect from it. That'll be next time. So check that one out. And as always, guys, thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe to this show on your preferred podcast listening apps. Then download another app and also subscribe to the show there. Leave us 5-star reviews.
5 stars only.
Only 5-star reviews. Send us an email at ohboyqlpod@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought of this. Let us know if you thought that Christopher Plummer was a time traveler for any length of time in this movie. Follow us on socials, OhBoyPod on Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, and Letterboxd, guys, where you can find a haiku that I wrote about frequently asked
questions. Is that what it is? You're doing
travel.
them as haikus?
I did a haiku.
As part of your review, or that's all you're doing?
That's
you're
the whole review is a haiku.
Oh, that's what you're doing? I mean, okay, that's creative.
Well, you do whatever you want, man. You got the login too. I'm doing haikus, folks.
You said that you were going to handle the letterbox,
and handle it I shall.
I'm neck deep in editing over here, so.
Well, on my personal Letterboxd, I gave this movie 3 out of 5 stars.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's fine, right? It's fine.
I'd give it 2. 2 stars, probably. 2 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, maybe.
But still glad I watched it. Still glad the listeners are out there requesting it. And I look forward to Lola next week.
Yeah. Until then, guys, I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
And we'll see you in the future.